Greetings, one and all. Hope you're having a pleasant December. It is very chilly up here in Alaska. We're in the negatives, and so that means there could be some internet problems. Seems to be a common issue when it gets to like really cold temperatures up here. We will try and go for as long as possible. It's going to be a longer evening. I haven't done too many long streams in recent months, but I am now on break. And so that means I have the ability to try and focus on some projects. And believe me, I have a lot of projects that I want to get to. Let me just double check the audio before we get too much further. Ooh, close, almost went off the edge, I think. Okay, seems to be operational. Boy, Rumble does not want to operate these days. I don't know what they did to their code, but causes a lot of problems.
You serious?
Mm-hmm. I sure like the ability to use that tool, which, by the way, you too have that ability. I don't talk about it too much, but you do have the ability to use those sounds through Silverado. It's my free version of Stream Elements, and I do emphasize on free because most people charge for Stream Element sounds. For me, it's the equivalent of channel points, and we don't have channel points over on the different streaming platforms, so I wanted a unified place, so I made the tool. There's nothing inside this turtle. So we got a bit that we're going to cover tonight. What is that? Interesting. Ew. So we're going to start off with this, and then we're going to be going to coding. And the coding is going to be very interesting because there's actually a lot of neat things I want to do with it. Of which it is just now starting to... a lot of those things are really starting to become plausible because my skill set has finally gotten to a point where it is doable to really pull off some things that I've wanted to do for years. And it is not the same problems I was having with the Unreal Engine, which for those of you who were around, which I know very few people are around these days, were around for that, didn't go so well. This one has gone well. In fact, it's gone remarkably well. It took a fraction of the time to figure it out compared to Unreal. Sure, the quality's not great, but at least it works. And it serves as the building blocks for other ideas. And there's an idea that I've been bouncing around in my head. It won't happen anytime soon. This is like after the book is written, then I can start to think about doing it. But there's a really neat game idea that I wanted to try and make. I did not have that ability, and now I have the connections and the skills to actually pull that off. And I think I know the people that I would actually reach out to help me develop this. Assuming they still have the time when we finally come to it. But no one knew how to do the coding. And that was the part that people would say, oh, I know how to do coding, but then they would use all the presets that people would give. I wanted somebody who could figure out code that doesn't yet exist. Well, correction, exist in a template form. It has to be creative enough, ooh, balloons, creative enough to do something that no one has done before, or very few people have done. Wunderbar. I am loaded up for ammo for days. There's one more up here? Oh, there it is. Well, that was worthless. Balloon time. Anyway, the coding stuff, how many people actually care? Honestly, I've seen the people that make custom games. Nobody cares. Really. To get to be on a playable game that people really want to try out, you have to really invest a lot, and you have to luck out something fierce. So someone who's an amateur like me will never get anywhere. So why am I doing it? To stay flexible in the mind. There is a lot of stuff in this world that is going to be kind of eating away at your skill sets, and I need something to stay flexible and creative. And this is my way of trying to find something new and different that's outside my normal skill set. I should have tried this. There we go. More momentum. Finally got out of there. That was not very smart. I should have probably ran. Someone just drove that there. There we go. Beware the balloons. I need health. Oh, come on. Oh, look at that. Somebody's been climbing. Oh, I dare say, how dare you pop me balloons? You villain. Oh yes, hide in your little fort, you coward. No health. Ooh, health. I'm just going to break down your wooden house. Oh, you're going to fly away. Okay, yeah, I see how it is. Get on out of here. I have to get out of here. What the? Someone would say that was a hack. Then again, that guy's health must have been really, really low. One shot? I do not claim any skill in that shot. Did you have health up here? Oh my, you had a lot of gadgets. A whole heaping lot of gadgets. Wowee, wowee. It's a Christmas over here. Literally. Gotta make sure I don't get shot from the sky. Different type of balloon. Wait, Portafort. Get out of here. Now it can't be used against me. Everything else here is just the same, right? Well, not really the same, but not really something that I need because I have the equivalent thereof. I need more health, and I see an apple. You know, I've never been a big fan of fruit. I know some people, they love fruit and they hate vegetables. I like vegetables and I can't really appreciate fruit. I don't hate it. I can't really appreciate it the same way as I can a good, fresh vegetable. Now, there's some times where, like, I'm really thirsty and a fruit just does it. Oh, hello. Somebody's shooting somebody. Oh, hello. We got another fort, huh? Wonder how quickly this will tear this thing down. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Hello, this is bad. Yeah, heavy assault's actually really good for long distance accuracy. I need bazookas though for structures like that. I need to get myself some more water. Be right back. Oh yes, the lodge. Oh, isn't that so lovely? Oh yes, yes. Dismiss that. Just a second, Silverado. Go and hold. There we go. No music around here, huh? Look at that, I'm getting lightning 20 lightning. I should have left it on here when I got up to get my drink. Too bad you can't, like, click around and have them do things. That's a big mess up on their side. I mean, there's that, but it's not the same. The angry owl. Oh boy. What have we got? These gifts are the dumbest. Sometimes there's a good thing, but most of the time, oh, now that's actually pretty clever. Yeah, we'll equip it. It's supposed to be a festive day, a festive season. Do I get another one, or is that later on? Oh yeah, I have to come back next time. Shaky, shaky. See, the real surprise is if they gave you a jar of milk and then you shake it and then it turns into butter. That'd make an interesting item. Like it's a milk related item in Fortnite, and then you shake it and then it becomes a milk item. So it could give you one of two items. It depends upon how much you shook it. That could be interesting. While this is loading up, I'm going to take a quick moment to show the game that I've been developing. It's very simple. It's made like an old Nintendo Game Boy game. And the reason why is because I wanted to start at like ground zero. I wanted to learn the root of the whole coding process, and then I had to figure out how to actually code these things from scratch. And tell you what, the guides online are not very helpful, but it turns out it was relatively simple. So hopefully, this stuff will feel more refined as time goes on. And this is going to be for that terminal that was being made the other week. Which, by the way, that terminal turned out pretty well. I don't know how people really. Some people responded well to it. Others just were like, what's the point of it? Well, this is the point. I wanted to be able to expand upon it and have it full of Easter eggs and some gimmicks for people to really participate with. Is it for them only? No, I wanted to learn the process, and I saw it as an easy way to learn the process and test it. But if you too want to be able to try it, you will have access to it and be able to try it as you desire. Well, I'm bad at my aiming right now. Got to get better. All right, winter side. You know what's really sad of the Fortnite gaming community? There's a whole bunch of people that love to cite like, oh, we remember the great days of Tilted Towers or whatever that was. And people would quote that over and over again. You know, I never really saw anybody happy when they finally had it back. And people are like, well, it's just not the same. I'll tell you what's different. The novelty wore off. What I don't like about a lot of things that people kind of get nostalgic for is that they think that they can rekindle that nostalgia whenever they want, basically. Oh, I remember the great days of Halo. Oh, we can have that same fun if we just load it back up. And then they do, and it's not the same. they're not as happy. Oh, let's bring back Silverado. There we go. It's just not the same. Because people change. Tastes change. Motives change. Uh-oh. Anonymous. I feel like someone else took a shot at me earlier. Come on. There we go. Man, I was bad with my shot there. Should have done better. Slowly getting back into the swing of how to play this game. It's been many months that I took away from it, and I'm back, and it's kind of easy to, once you get the hang of it. Sure, you can come across some pros here and there, but for the most part, it's not as difficult as other games. Let me just put it that way. I need health. By the way, folks, if you find anything of merit in these streams, I know that not a whole lot happens, but if you do find something that you find interesting, I would appreciate if you would like the stream. And if you want to leave a comment to give me ideas of what, or things that you liked versus things that you didn't quite really enjoy, it'd be beneficial to hear. I might not be able to act on everything. I'm not able to put on a false persona the way that some people can, but I can definitely try and focus on things that people find interest in. One of the things that people found interested in early on was Fortnite, and I don't really focus on it as much. I've been doing it a little bit recently because it's an easy way to get back into the streaming. But this is not going to be the focus moving forward, as I've mentioned many times in the past. But it is something where we're going to be doing this for the Christmas season, and then when we get to January, that's when we'll start to shift gears again and really focus on a lot of art, because I have the next project already in the works. And over this Christmas break, I hope to try and get an animation done and hope to get a whole lot of stuff written. We will see how that fares. You know, something that somebody told me not long ago. They're mentioning about strategies to try and increase your presence in the streaming world. And I refused to go through with it. And he was a little curious as to why. And I mentioned, well, it's not really, the industry is falling apart. He found that a little strange and didn't quite agree, but I think over the last year, we've actually seen that happen. In fact, I would dare say that the last couple of months has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the streaming era is coming to an end. But what will take its place? That's the big question. I've made my gamble. I think it's going to be, small creator content. We will see if that actually happens. But I've made my bet, and I've invested a lot into trying to make that happen. A whole lot into it. And I don't know how long it will be until it actually kind of comes about. but I'm in the process of trying to get there. Even things like when people show like, oh, I got this, I've got a game that I'm developing, and they'll try and get like different tiers of investment. I don't think that's going to succeed. I think people's finances have gotten a little too tight. I think the real future of creators is to come up with a product that people want to invest in the values that is being portrayed. I think that we're going to get to very, very small creator groups. I think the era of great big projects are coming to an end. Even comic book industries are probably going to be in trouble, and those ones are fairly easy to do. No offense to those out there that are trying to talk about how difficult it is to make a streaming or gaming or comic book empire. A lot of the strategies are the same, and they're all failing in the communities that I've been observing. Some are still trying to make it work, but you can tell the money's gone. And a lot of them were doing it for the money rather than the product. I instead want to try and focus on the product, and if it has money, then that's fine. But my main goal is to try and make a product first because I'm passionate about it. And nothing's going to stop me from trying to make that product anyway. It just is the question of whether or not it gets, streamlined. That's the real question. And that's where finances can come in handy. Why do they have a room like this where there's no stairs? How illogical. Never mind. Fine, I didn't want to go up there anyway. I wish we had the hoverboards. Sure would be nice to have back. Where am I going? Not that way. No, I'll save that for something urgent. I watched a guy who was trying to make his presence in the streaming world. And I noticed a lot of people that are in the streaming world spend a lot of time talking about it, either praising it or ranting about it. I tend to be more on the ranting side. Not that I think that it's worthless. I used to think that. And then I realized that I had become one. And I suddenly couldn't critique it the same way that I used to. But I do notice with some of the streaming groups out there that there's a big emphasis upon, okay, let's get out of here. I don't want to have to deal with the storm right now. There's a lot of people that have a big focus on trying to really develop a brand. And you'll notice I have a brand, but it's not quite the type that you can really market in the same way. It's a very low-key, very down-to-earth sort of brand. It's designed to be about giving genuine connections. No, I'm not trying to be your fake online buddy in that sense, like some people will claim. I'm here to be a genuine person who's not, who's trying to give you an idea of what it's like to have positive online interactions. There's a lot of great friendships that I have made online, but I'm not going to be coming along and trying to just blindly use it. No, I want to try and help people understand the concept of how to be genuine, to be civil, and whatnot, because that is indeed lacking severely in the online world. Ooh, this is not good. You know, I'm not going to deal with that. He knows where I am. I don't know where he is. There we go. So, anyway, I saw somebody who was really trying to lean into the idea of that he was going to be the friend to everybody. He was going to be the a great fun-loving time on the on games. He was going to shit talk and whatnot and blah blah blah. He was making a big to-do about it. It did not last very long. He thought that somehow he was, being super cool and super engaging. Obviously, everyone wants somebody who's edgy, and he got a lot of flack. People started saying, we don't really like this, and he could not understand it because he had been under the assumption that everybody liked that sort of stuff. Okay, how do I get this? I guess that must mean it's out? But it was kind of funny to observe a guy thinking that everybody is desperate for things to be edgy. Oh, people want folks that, will say what they think. Yes, but they don't. The majority of people out there don't want to hear somebody cursing left and right. And that was so hard for him to understand. And as I understand, he never learned. May sound weird to somebody who likes that sort of stuff, but the average people don't like that. Not even remotely. Well. Thank you. Oh, close one. Very big close one. Actually, go for the base. Yes. Welcome to strategy. The the number of people that don't realize that your fort is not, it has a weakness. Okay, there's one more person. And I do not have a lot of health for this. Oh, darn it. Bud, get back. Could this be my first victory in months? Watch, I said that and now it's not going to happen. There we go. Yes, climb. Climb. I dare you. Climb. Oh, darn, that hurt. Climb, buddy. Do it. Do it now. Come on. Do it more. Climb, I dare you. He's come towards me. Where'd he go? Come on, this guy's accuracy is too good. I need strategy. Dang it. I needed him to climb, and he refused to accommodate. So I've noticed that the people that tend to focus on the height factor, or the rage factor, or the shit talking channels, they don't thrive. In fact, a lot of them struggle. And I think that's for the best. See, there was an area that in scripture that I was reading about where I mentioned about the things that, the unwholesome words that come out of your mouth, how dangerous it can be. And I noticed that people that tend to be very loose with their tongue will get themselves kind of in some really serious trouble. It doesn't happen at first. And I don't think that people really realize that we are meant to restrain ourselves in this life. We're not meant to try and lean into every urge and compulsion that we have. We're supposed to learn spiritually how to put on the brakes. If our life is becoming focused on how cool we are, about how much money we make, how famous we get, or how loose we can live, that's destruction. And not a lot of people think about that, especially people that are possessed with the desire for fame. It's one of the reasons why I've not tried to lean into making the stream as big as I can. There was a very small window where I could have done that. I watched as that destroyed other people, and I thought, I don't want to be in that position. So I didn't lean into it. Interestingly enough, I have a decent living. Sure, I'm not like living in a mansion or anything, but I'm not in debt. And that is, astronomical in our modern world. You don't have to be rich. You just have to not be in debt. And you will start to feel life get a lot easier. See, when you lean into the hype and trying to chase the fame, there's one thing that you will not hear these streamers tell you or warn you about. If you do things that are edgy, that are extreme, they get into really sketchy territory, that actually alienates you from future jobs. One guy that I used to know, he lost his ability to make a living streaming. He was making a living up until one point, and then he tried to get a job afterwards, and people found what he had been doing during his streams, and sure, it wasn't the worst of stuff out there, but you know what? It was not acceptable in terms of the company. He lost the ability to get a decent job, and he instead had to basically beg relatives for money. I don't think he has actually recovered yet. I've recovered, and I did have to beg relatives at one point for some help. But that was during a transition period. That was when finances were tough and the economy tanked. So was it really because of the streaming? Partially. But it wasn't. It was because I was in a waiting period, a holding period. And that ended up becoming a problem. But I didn't throw away a career in order to chase streaming. I know people who have. And it has destroyed them. It has destroyed their future, their hopes, their dreams. Oh, correction. Their hopes and dreams are streaming. But how did it dash them to pieces? Because in the end, they lost that dream. And they were humiliated. Speaking of humiliated, I think I may be trapped on this island. I thought there would be a rope or something. Well, that's very intriguing. Hopefully this has a balloon. Balloon? Nope. Well, I guess this is a loss. Oh, the irony. Oh. No, I can't reach there. It's really strange that they made an island that you get trapped on. And because you can't swim, that kind of destroys that. Well, what was that? Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, okay. Of course. You're supposed to build across, and I don't build. So that didn't even occur to me. Whoa! Hello? I thought I heard something. Guess I'm not having to restart yet. So not quite humiliated, but pretty darn close. They called him the abominable snow monkey. Where's the drums when you need it? Oh, my timing is horrible for this. Okay, get it? It's Aang, who's a monk. The abominable, because I'm in snow, the abominable snow monkey. Okay, yeah. See, that's why I keep my day job. Hey, you gotta practice those corny dad jokes, you know, for the fun of it. I'm not really sure how long to go on for tonight. Right now, I'm planning on doing about 4 or 5 hours tonight, so we will see how that goes. Maybe actually less would be better. We'll see. It feels strange to kind of think how the streaming life has changed over the years. I crossed the anniversary stream during August. Oh. I didn't celebrate this year. Kind of because I was thinking that everything was starting to become impractical for it. And here I am again, continuing. But anyway, every year has had something different. First year was a whole lot of games, including the Red Dead streams. Second year was a lot of art, and a lot of the coding that I was doing for the website. Third year was, also there was the film discussion streams that took place. Then it started to change again. And then it became mostly art and animation with game coding for Fortnite. This year it's kind of just been developing side projects with a hope to put it out there. It's not really been a whole lot of streaming for it. So you have only so many hours in the day. You can dedicate it to streaming or you can dedicate it to working. I've chosen to dedicate it to working. But I also don't want to be a complete shut-in. And so that's one of the reasons why streaming can help. It can help you to dislodge yourself, even if it's just mentally. It gets you out of the standard ruts that other people struggle with. Not really other people. It's more like the average creative struggles with. Aeroplane. Wasted. Too bad you don't have the boost. Oh, wait a minute. I do have boost. Okay. Interesting. But it is interesting to think about the changes that have taken place. And then to realize that what's been baffling is that I can actually draw like a line on the calendar when these things change. And they all are kind of, I dare say, predictable. Makes me wonder what other things will transform even before the year's out. Well, not the year is out, but I mean like the anniversary stream comes around. Come out. Ah, phooey. They would have that weapon. Hello, Jeff, and good night. I'm going to rest. Indeed, Bastion. Rest well. See you next time, whenever that is. Hopefully your trip was a good one. So there's one thing, though, that within this next year I kind of hope happens in terms of the streaming. In terms of this whole streaming adventure / creative adventure, which I like to think it's more like a creative adventure. There's one thing that I really look forward to. That's when the first book comes out. The first book is very close to being in a first full draft. I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to try and do that. The first book could change everything. Could change about how things are kind of structured for my life, about how things are planned out. But I don't think it's going to be the wild success that other people's books have had. Why do I think that? Do I think less of what my story is versus others? No, it's more like I think that the time for publication of that sort of stuff is disappearing. The number of people that will actually read what you put out there is very small unless you have clout. I do not have the clout. I know that. I know that for a fact. I do not have it. I know that if I did try and get it, that I would have some haters that suddenly would come out and try and cause problems. So I don't think that will actually happen. But I still want to try it. I still think that it has some potential because it would reshape a lot of my plans as a whole. I'm trying to find any sort of creative way to pull off the ability to tell stories, whether it's through animation, filmmaking, books, comics. Everything that I've tried so far has not really worked. Doesn't mean that it will forever be that way. It's more like that's the case for right now. Just like Saint Nick. Time to go through the chimney. Ho, ho, oh. Well, that's disappointing. Ho, 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 ho. Come on. Ho, ho. Oh, that's so lame. You really could not make a chimney. You have the pieces. You've developed them over the years. I saw them. You can do a chimney. Uh-oh. So one of the things about the story that I've been writing, which, by the way, for those that don't know, or is Milo and the Demon Bear. That was actually, when I first started writing it, it was going to be a 4-page comic. And that was going to be the extent of it. Then I started developing the idea a little bit, and then I realized, there's a lot of really cool places you could take the story. And as is normal, I ended up letting my imagination run wild, and then before I knew it, I had a full-blown novel on my hands. And then it became a novel series. Will it actually get to that point? I don't know. I would like it to. I think the story is compelling enough. Oh, it's elimination. Poor fella. He just ran. He wasn't looking where he was going to jump. Don't worry, I won't make the same mistake. Oops. Oh, jump. That's weird. Where did he land? Did he have nothing on him? Is that a bot? Well, now I don't feel so clever. Okay. Come on. Oh, it's not the standard ice. I can't. That's ridiculous. Make it slippery out here. Everybody knows you're supposed to slip across the ice. Well, that and fall through and freeze to death. Yes, folks, do not go on ice unless it has been certified that it is thick enough. Especially nowadays. When I was at college, we had a lake, a man-made lake in the middle of the campus. It was actually more of a drainage ditch. And by the way, that lake was disgusting. If you've been around for those past stories, you know how disgusting that lake was. Horrible, horrible idea to put a drainage ditch that gets manure to flow into there. Anyway, one winter they had to put out an announcement saying, hey, well, every winter they did this, but one in particular, they said, hey, we need to tell you why you cannot go onto the lake, because there's always a warning. Don't go on the lake, even if it is the middle of winter. Because turns out a lot of buildings will put heat vents underneath the water. Who knows why that is so common? I would have thought that they would have maybe air that they would push through the building, but apparently it is important enough that they have water, that it is well known that you will have warm spots in a lake. And that can be natural. It could be that there's a hot spring there. You don't know. And then you're just going along, then suddenly, whoop, you fall in, and the current takes you a little bit away from the hole in the ice, and then you're beneath thick ice. And and then you're in trouble. I do not like going onto ice, even in the dead of winter, because I've heard of enough stories about people that find thin ice and then make that mistake and never heard from again. There's a lot of people that are careless around frozen water, including people that have snow machines. Yes, I know some people that have taken their snow machines across the river, and then the ice breaks, and their snow machine almost drags them under. Oh, wow, I have a story to tell you. I almost fell into the ice with my snow machine and almost dragged me under. Ho, I'm going to get myself another snow machine so I can go back into the wilderness. Have you learned nothing? You're going to be irresponsible if you have that sort of mindset because you don't understand the danger you are in. No, I'm not saying to be a coward hiding from every last little thing in the world. If you're allergic to bees, don't scream like a little girl and go screaming down the street. Yes, that happened to somebody that I saw. If you are out in the wilderness and you realize that you're not a fan of the of having to deal with the dangers out there, you can be respectful of the dangers and not be a sniveling coward. Wasted. I thought I actually landed that. And that rocket does not last very long. Ouch. Oh, hello. Look at you in the air. Take this, Red Baron. Uh-oh. That not good. Trying to dogfight without a joystick is really, really hard. Me just pulling off stunts there because I pressed the wrong button. All right, let's try and pull off an old maneuver. Come on. Respond. There we go. Dang, this thing is unresponsive. That's like a standard technique to try and get behind an enemy plane. Well, somewhat standard. Not like I'm a pro at it or anything. I just remember from the documentation. Where'd you go? Actually, I kind of want to fly this thing out of here. Whoa! Oh, Christmas tree. I've noticed that the popularity of this game has started to wane. I thought it would happen earlier, but it has indeed waned a lot. I think a lot of people actually thought that they were going to get their careers off doing Fortnite, inspired by stuff like Ninja, not realizing the industry is collapsing, and so thus it is pointless. You know, I think after this round, I'll go to the coding. Spend an hour, and no need to do this too much. Oh, that I messed that up. Let my plane go. Come on. All right, almost out. Wait a minute. Can I get refueled? Oh, never mind. Don't have to worry about that. I love how quickly it is to get airborne. It is glitched. This is the second time I've had one of these planes get glitched. There we go. Much better. Don't shoot at my plane! Man, the damage of that gun is so bad. That's good for structures, though. That's the main goal, just to use it to destroy that structure to make my work a little bit easier. Oh no, you fell. Oh, I'm in trouble. I know how to get him out. I guess that's all I can ask for. That guy's been playing for a while. So I've noticed, though, that with this game, it was around last year that I think its popularity finally came to an end. No, it's still popular, but I think the competition has finally grown. It's no longer unique. And there's some other games that are really starting to grow in popularity. Sure, this game may stay on top for a while. Actually, I don't know. Is this game even still on top? Let me take a look. It sure seems like it's not. People kept saying, oh, it's never going to lose popularity. It'll be the most popular still moving forward. Nope, it's been replaced. But the question is it being replaced by a legitimate game? Or is it a bit of a trick? All right, I don't know if Polygon has the right information on this, but let's take a look. Yeah, let's just jump all the way to the end. What is the most played? Come on. Back up. Blueprints. I think this might be the wrong list. It might be of all time. Why are they saying that? That's weird. Okay. Oh, best games, not most popular games. Let's try this. Number 1 is Roblox. I'm not surprised. I've been hearing its popularity has grown astronomically. Fortnite, it used to be on top. Wow, Minecraft is still really high. League of Legends is making a comeback. Well, now, that's actually really impressive. When I checked this the other year, it was losing popularity. The fact that it's making a comeback is actually quite something. I need to try that again. Apex Legends is actually on the list still? Wow. GTA Online. I'm surprised that this thing still is as popular as it is. But there's so much you can do with it, so I'm not too surprised. Rivals. Yeah, you know, I think it may be that Fortnite's reign is probably going to be in trouble. I've been saying that for a while. I think we're actually within spitting distance of that happening. Well, we're going to close that out and actually move on to the next project for the evening. The game. Now, I was streaming this the other day, and I didn't get too terribly far before I lost connection. So, let us give this a shot. All right. So right now we need to, let's see, what do we need to kind of get done here? Let's do a list of things. We want a flashlight. We want, I already have items figured out, or at least basic. I need to refine that. What else is something that can be done? Aliens. Something. And 3, story elements. So there's a couple ways that I can try and go about this. For starters, I think I can actually begin with the flashlight, because I already have that blocked out a little bit. So in the game right now, I have the ability for you to turn on a flashlight and then turn it off. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem with that. You got to figure out how to stop that. By the way, if you have any questions, be sure to ask them. I don't know if I'll be able to answer it completely, but I can definitely give it a shot because I'm still learning. By the way, this is being done in JavaScript. No, it's not the ideal game code out there, but you know what? It's easy. It's web-based. Don't have to worry about it too much. Anyway, dive in then. So this is interesting. Right now I have a couple of components that are trying to use an opacity system that I'm trying to develop, and right now it's coming back as both light and dark. But right now I only have dark as the option. So that means I have to try and figure out how to deal with this by elimination. Still a lot of them out there. Now it's all coming back as light. That's to be that's weird. Why would it be doing that? So right now, each of these are correspond to an index. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not very well organized, I do admit. So right now, it's the 14 that should be detecting or not detecting. Actually, wait a minute. Will this mention what line of code it's doing? No, it's not mentioning for what item. Well, I guess I can't do the else. No space is being detected. So that means that nothing should be done. Aha, nothing is done. Perfect. Now let's try and add in the terrain. Where's the terrain? We probably need to reorganize this in terms of different elements, but I've not quite figured out a good system for that yet. So right now, I guess I'll just keep hunting around for it. Now it doesn't want to do anything. Okay, so opacity does show up a couple of times. Then why doesn't it do it here? Now, many things should be dark right now. In fact, it should be an entire block of them. But I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, let's just press forward and then try and address that later on. So if it is indeed dark, what we're going to do is, let's see here. Gotta verify what the system for this is. Aha! Wait a minute. Canvas element. Have to put in that verification. Global alpha. Okay. So we're going to put this to export, and we'll have this at 1. But if it's dark, we'll put it at opacity export equals 0.25. Start with that. Actually, let's do the same with this. Equals 1. Then the default will be 0.75. So that way some of them will stand out if there is a glitch, hopefully. There's a lot of guesswork in this. I'm not very good with it. I completely realize how oh, that worked. Or seems to have worked. Let's go to player. And let's make the player light up. So there's a lot of guesswork in this. And it does amaze me how often I am just like stabbing in the dark. Huh. Of course, I'm coding darkness right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, oh, wait a minute. Player component is different. Opacity. Wait a minute. Maybe global's not the right one. Works with images. I guess that is not. It has to impact only one item. So I guess that might be the wrong one. Let's find another piece of documentation. This would be easier if it wasn't with images. Ah, so I have to reset it. Interesting. Very interesting. There's some quirky things like that in this coding system. Aha! It works. Now we want character's flashlight to illuminate the area. I might be going about this the hard way. But this is all about learning, so it's fine if I go about it the hard way. A little confused as to what I can do with this. I want it to light up the background. I was kind of hoping the blend mode would work, but that might not be the answer. It's at moments like this that I wish I had a mentor. But at the same time, I would not learn if I had a mentor. I've learned that the hard way. I need to fight through things, and then that really helps it to kind of be solidified in my mind. What I kind of think I need to do is make it to where the objects are over top of the light. I don't know if that would be the best option, though. That being said, let's see here. We might have to cut things short here. I wanted to go on for longer tonight, but we may have to delay that. Weather's getting colder, and as I've experienced the last few times with this, glitches will tend to happen. And I think I may have to take a preemptive end to this because I don't want to, crash things out. Besides, it's not like there's a whole lot's happening. I got a little bit here. So we did 2 hours. It's probably good enough. An hour of gaming, an hour of coding. So right now, we got the basics of the light down. Now, it will have to move with the character, but that's relatively simple to kind of get figured out. What I can't figure out is that blending mode, because that looks horrible. So it makes me wonder if I need to maybe make another instance of objects over top or something else. I don't want to get too complex. I don't want to make several different types of variations so that the light will be cast on it differently. But that may be what I have to end up doing. But I want it to be like where it falls on the wall, for example, and the wall lights up. It doesn't really matter if it does it like this. It's a simple game. So there's going to be areas where the light can overreach. While not ideal, it'll be good enough. But anyway, we now have a dark little area, and hopefully we'll be able to get this light working. Then I can start to attach it to other areas as needed. It's a start. Anyway, we're going to end that there. Have a very pleasant evening and morning, everybody. No matter where you are in this world, be civil to one another. We need that more than ever. Sure, you can get frustrated. You may not like where things are going with our current culture or world or whatnot. Try and maintain some civility through it. Leave a comment if you found something interesting that you would like to mention, or even if it's just a little bit of encouragement, that could be helpful. We're going to end it there. Until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening.